Okay, we should be live. Hello and welcome back to another video. Come on. New updates makes forever for it to actually pop up on my side. Make sure I'm streaming properly. But yeah, we are not exactly yet 1,000 days, but we are going to be there in a very minutes. Currently, we are at day 999. We have 8 minutes left before we can go to bed, and it be day 1000. So we have a little bit more we can do before we hit that goal. Oh, we also have the Christmas texture thingies. Yay. Yeah. This way. Our army of bees, I'm hoping, are at the point where this will be basically done. I just have these left, I think. Because this is 5, which is 45, plus those 5. Yeah, if I get those last ones filled out, we're good. I think these are basically all filled out. We'll worry about that later. I can only collect those at night, because that's when all the bees are in. Otherwise, there's not actually anything we can do until World Tour, because I don't think there's any projects around here that I can do. But yeah. Hopefully that goes along rather quickly. I've also been going through my bone meal like super quickly, which is not a good thing. I get more of that up and running again. We're just stuck waiting. Come on. I guess I can show what I did, even though we're going to look at it in a couple. Off cam, I managed to dig this out to where it needs to be. So this is now up to where it's supposed to be. This is nice. This will be built probably next stream. We have all the resources we need except for the beehives. This now goes all the way at the bottom, which is nice. So we can get up to first floor like nothing. Come on. The guild hall is also also almost done. So that's a little bit of a good news. I just have 5 more bedrooms to do, and that should take me a little bit over an hour, which means expect that video to be uploaded soon of looking at it and the first imports of the schematic into this world. We'll then show off whenever we get time in another stream. Beehives should be rather easy to do once we actually get everything set up that we need. One problem we're going to run into is actually needing all of the iron to fill up each one at least once with a seer. So that's 50, that's what, 100? So that's... Okay, I can do that. At some point we are building a villager breeder here, and we're also going to get a iron golem farm up because, yeah, no, I'm done. I need iron more than what I have coming in. Yeah, I timed this poorly. Having 1 day left is not the best idea, apparently. It might take a while. Just when you've got nothing to do. Oh, the same thing twice. We're gonna see the Sulker farm, which has yet to be showed off on camera. Oh yeah, I had to start doing this. I have so much coal ore that I had to start putting in Sulker boxes, but that's not the only thing that I got an overflow of at this point. Other thing I have an overflow of is stone. So we had to start piling it into that. So yeah, we're rich in useless stuff. I'm actually doing on diamonds. Not the worst. We have a bit there, so that's good. And we got these overflow chests that are starting to get out of hand. Which means I probably will start doing what I did with those to these. Yeah, I'm trying to just run out the time, which is not working well. Come on. This makes me think I'm actually going to get through the tour a lot quicker than I was anticipating. I thought it was going to take a lot longer to do the tour. Or it just speaks to it's going to take a lot longer than I think it's going to take. I'm anticipating it to take about 5 days. So. But looking at how slow this goes, maybe not. This does mean we are close to being able to start getting a lot of work done. I need to figure out what other farms I need. I don't need a slime farm. I need to get that made. I don't know what other farms are useful. So we'll have to wait for that. But yeah. Any moment now, this should turn to night and we should be able to fall asleep and do everything we need. We also have a lot of gunpowder, so do I have fireworks in here? Let's fill this up. Let's get this maxed out. How much gunpowder do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just do 6 stacks. There we go. Here, down the steps. Are we at this point? We are. 5 and 6. Bro, that causes so much lag when it goes off and you're next to it. Five and 6. Apparently I've got 9. Cool. I think I'm filling this up quite easily. Surprisingly, I still have 2 slots left. Okay. Whatever. We'll need that later, so that's why we got that set up. We'll be flying around a lot this episode. Like, I've done what? I don't even know how many episodes I've... How many episodes? Don't know. Oh, well. I think we're... At what? 4? Maybe less? 4 episodes for 1,000 days. I gotta stop the editing, because kind of got boring of it. Okay, I seriously have another minute to wait. Come on! Yeah, this is what you guys get to miss out on when I edit things, but I'm stuck dealing with a second time. The boring, I'm jumping around doing nothing, trying to get something to work. So, one reason I got tired of editing. But there will still be edited videos. Like the import one is going to be one. So I was learning how to use, whatever that is called. So, the schematic thing. I'm excited for that. That I am looking forward to. Like Matica. There we go. What is it called again? 17 seconds. And then we can start the world tour. See if, make sure chat is actually up. Yep, there we go. I see chat. Cool. Had to double check. World tour time. Okay. So we are now officially at 1,000 days in our world. Wherever the day counter is, I don't know how to describe where it is. But yeah. Day 1,000. So, the first ever thing we built was this masterpiece, the Stronghold. This thing is... I terraformed all of this, if you do not remember. I thought the platform that was originally here was big enough to sustain this thing. It was not. It was severely small. I think it was like a quarter of the size I needed. So I had to build up all the terrain you see here. It's hollow underneath. The black wool is recent, as long with the blue and other color of wools. That is planning out paths and rivers and mountains and stuff. That will be here at some point. Sheep farm is for episode 2's talk. We'll get to that. But we have a moat that is 5 deep. The land that this covers is about an acre. I don't remember if the acre is including this, or if it's 5 blocks out from the edge of the moat. One of those two. Lo and behold, I thought I created the best storage system to ever exist of having this. I lose things way too easily, in the sense that I don't know where I'm supposed to stick things. But yeah, an example comes down this path where I'm like, ooh, where does the diorite go? There it is. So yeah, that's the storage system. This was based off of something that I saw on Google when I was looking for starter base ideas. All in all, it took 56 hours and 56.4 hours to build this entire thing. Thus, gather all the resources from when we first started the world. That also means that's the time that we got the elytra at, more or less. Let's go up to the second floor. We have a spiral staircase. Love it. Yeah, here's the second floor. We have the little balcony things. We can get up into the towers. There are also storage, but not all of them are used. Bigger tower, which has also, I think, barrels going all the way up it. Yeah, we have no interior for this being 1,000 days. I'm well aware this is my starter base. We'll figure it out at some point. Yeah, this is all storage all the way up. Cool. Yeah, I haven't been up here so long, I don't remember if I had barrels up here. That's how bad this is. We gotta go down. Slowly. Our roof, which we have to figure out what we're gonna do with. The next part was that we worked on the basement. So there's gonna be several layers to this, and the first layer is our crop fields. These originally were used as crop fields. They are no longer really being used as crop fields. We had our sugarcane farm, which we then built a second floor onto, because we needed more sugarcane. Our bamboo farm, which I believe is finally up and running, but has broken on me so many times. I think we are at, yeah, this stage. We have all of this filled out with these, and now we're starting to fill up our logs. So that's where we are there. Beacon effect doesn't last everywhere. I need to still fix that up. If we go here, we have a carrot villager that has beasts trying to assist in increasing production. The start of a cactus farm, which is horrendously not effective. Temporary wart farm. Down here is where we have the storage for some of the farms. We have our sugarcane farm, which is quite productive. We have carrot storage, which is over here. I think we're up to this chest. And then if we go over here, we have our cactus farm, which is feeding into these. This will all get detailed at some point. This side's going to be where all of these funnel into through this system to create bone meal. I got the system there, but didn't ever set it up again. It once was set up over here, connected to this farm, but I took it apart to upgrade the storage. We have 4 slots set up for these. 3 of them are still not built. One day we'll build them. One day. We can then go down another floor. And this will be our mob level where we get stuff from mobs. This will be the beehives that we've been working collecting, that we have yet to build. The next one over will be sheep, and then this side here will be for honey balls instead of honeycomb. And then I'll figure out other creatures to put down here at some point that are farm related. But right now it's a giant dugout square, so that's where it stands. Where I want out. This is where I want out. Okay, next up we are off to the... what is it called? My brain's apparently not working right now. The village. So let's go. Over this mountain, we will run into our village. I don't think I'm making it over the mountain. We will find out in a second. If you got any questions, leave them in the chat. I will try and answer them as soon as I see them. Come on. Over the hill. Here we go. At the village. This is just temporarily dug out. We'll figure out how to fix the landscape at some point. This is where we got all of our villagers set up so we could get all of our gear. In all reality, I don't even have this stuff maxed out the way I should. My axe isn't there. My shovel is actually, I think, maxed out. But yeah, all of our villagers are in here. I don't remember which village. I think Protection 4 is actually the villager I still don't have my hands on. I got Protection 3 instead. We have an iron farm, which is painfully slow. It's fast, but it's also slow. So we have problems with that. We go down here, we can see how much I've got left over, but I think it's going to be basically nothing. But I took a bunch of it to make all of the hoppers for upcoming project. Yep. So I need to upgrade that at some point. Maybe build one and start base area. Now we're stuck climbing up this ladder. The other thing we have is a giant birch forest that we use to get sticks from. All of this is cut down constantly to keep trading for emeralds via sticks. Down beneath us, that direction is a ancient city, and then that way is an ancient city, which I've got no plan on going into because I don't feel like losing all my stuff. Not much is here. I kind of tore out a bunch of the houses. What direction is the interesting thing? This way. Don't know why the world spawned the way it did, but it spawned like that. I've never dug this out to see why it spawned that way, if there is other stuff down here, but yeah. That's that one. We could go to episode 2's, or we can skip to episode 3 because episode 3 is close to where we are. When I say close to where we are, I mean I don't have to travel 8,000 blocks, or however much far that is in the nether. We're gonna go with the one that's close by. Let's see how good I am. This is this direction. There it is. That is this direction. Duck flying. Almost there, if I'm not mistaken. Right, come on. Oh, I am off course. I haven't been here since we built it. I have not needed to get more totems or more emeralds. If I need emeralds, I can always trade for them, so I have not visited this spot much, considering how much effort I put into making it, but we have a raid farm. Ow. Can I shoot my ankle? There you go. Huh? I don't know how I got shot. Yeah, there's nothing of value in here. But yeah, if we go straight up, should work. It does have a certain range, which means I didn't need to dig out as much as I dug it out, but yep, dug it out more than I needed to. They don't actually work that far away. But yeah, if we go all the way to the top, I had to shrink this down from its initial height because I could not tell if it was working. How far up is this? This is also going to the launch point, so that's why we're also going up here. To the next spot. There we go. Yeah, they just funnel in, and then we collect the stuff at the bottom. Should be this direction. I'm just gonna double check. I keep pressing the wrong button. Okay, we gotta go through a little bit of distance. Yeah, heading this direction, we should get to the other half of this farm. The fact that this farm is built in 2 pieces now is a little annoying, but it is what it is. Honestly, glad I did not build a second grade farm that became useless in the end. This should now work until they change it again. Let's be real. They are definitely going to change this again. Having unlimited totems is way too overpowered. My map not keeping up is slightly annoying. A bit. This is the raid farm. It works how one would expect. You drink the anomalous potion, and it just works here. I don't think I have anything here that I need, right? Yeah, no. Let's get back to base. So the other thing we built in this one was... What else did we build in episode 2? Was it the iron farm? I think it was the iron farm. Okay. So we visited all the farms from episode 2. We're now heading back to base so that we can go through the nether and get to, what's it called? Frosthaven. So we're just stuck traveling for a little bit back to base. I don't think I've been to this village, but I also don't care. No, it's been on my map, but so be it. Oh, I didn't show off the skeleton spawner over at the village. Not that high functioning anymore. I actually rarely use it. I think these are mountains. Hey, there's the Enderman that love to terraform my land. Out. Into the bed to go today. I don't feel like dealing with creepers and Enderman and all the fun stuff like that. Sorry, I'm more nasally than usual. The weather's not exactly being kind to me. Okay. Frosthaven's that direction, but we do have that worth a rocket, I don't think. It'll be in view in a second. We have the gold farm. This was built in episode 3. We're not gonna see everything in order. I mean, we skipped episode 2s. We're going to that right now, but might as well check this out first. And it's also another good launch point to get to Frosthaven. Resources doesn't matter. Neither does I've literally done nothing in the desert. I've yet to go dig anything out. Where's the skeleton farm? Yeah. Cool. Up we go. Almost there? Yeah. So this is a gold farm by Waddles. I think it was Waddles. Was it Waddles or was it someone else? The video says who it's by. I'm gonna go back on who I said it was. I don't remember who it was. It's decent. It's not the best, especially considering how bad it is at going through and collecting all of their stuff. Like, look at how much is left. It's not the best for that. Getting over to Frosthaven now, we should be rather fine. Go on. We're still 800 blocks away. I swear they mess with the Elytras. Also on 1.21.6 for anyone wondering what version I'm currently on. I've been waiting to update until I can get both versions of my game on the same one, so I can transfer the guild hall over. Which we should be able to do very, very soon. We're gonna go here first because that's still 500 blocks away. Okay. Here is the Snowdell. Or was it Frostadell? It's one of those two. I don't remember what I called it. I have it in my notes, I think. So, but when I turn on my phone, which is how I'm watching the video, make sure that I don't get chat messages. If I do, I can actually respond. Oh, okay. But yeah, this is why we had all those sheep farm up in front of our base. This thing is massive, over 300 blocks in diameter, and is the castle of Frosthaven. This thing, I'm gonna probably build with Axiom. I think Axiom is the name of the mod. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the mod. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, being able to use Axiom for the first time to do this. I don't know if it's gonna be the first thing I do, but we'll see. But the way it works, so that we can actually visualize this, the center one is a tower that goes to world height. This outer ring is going to be a donut, with then all of these other colors being There are circles being towers that go up to different heights, and then bridges that connect them there. But that's not all we have with Frosthaven. Frosthaven is, after all, a giant, and I mean giant city. This thing is going to be massive. And if I actually want to go full-blown story lore mode on this thing, I'd actually have to connect to the starbase, which is a project at some point. But right now we have so much to do that we're not doing that right now. The other thing we have done here is this massive, I don't remember how big it is. I think it's at least 200 blocks in diameter circle. Add a 1 to it. Every number I say for circles, it's always an odd number, so usually just add 1 to it. This is the town center. And in this corner, we already have the build planned out. I just need to actually figure out how to use Light Manica / Fantasy and transport it over here so we know what we need and how to build it. But yeah, this took a lot of time to do. But it looks cool. And we still have to actually level those mountains off over in that corner because, after all, it looks weird otherwise, and you can't exactly have a town that has that. Or at least you can't easily. So that's something else we have to do. I don't think I have anything else over here. We have this giant staircase that connects it. I didn't rebuild the statue because that was on the old hard drive that got wiped. Well, not wiped, but lost. So that has to be redone. Which will be a little fun to do, but whatever. But yeah, this thing will be sitting on a giant mountain that I have to, at some point, create, and that once again will probably be Axiom. I'll also probably be creating a copy of this world so that I can have it as an Axiom build thing, so I can actually build with it in Axiom. Okay, Wheeler Skeleton Farm. So this farm is by far one of the most annoying, but so efficient farms I have. This is definitely up there in my top tier farms for how efficient it is at running. But the fact you needed a perfectly placed Nether fortress made it so that this was so annoying. We're also not going to pick any of this up. Also, that was on the floor. Why is it up here? But yeah, this thing is super productive. My one complaint did not have a built-in store system, which means I have to do that at some point. We actually have wither skeletons that I think starting to funnel in. I'm not here to do that, so we're not gonna. Yeah, we have this. Beneath us is the thing. I don't have free camp, so I can't go and show that off. We're now off to Guardian's Grove, which is probably the biggest project I have on this world planned. That we have barely put a dent into it. I don't even think we are a trillionth of the way done with what Guardian's Grove will be. Guardian's Grove will be one of the biggest builds to date if I can actually finish it. So I am excited to see how this goes. But we have to get over to it first. And bits and pieces of other projects that I have had in the past will be shown off whenever I do get the transfer video up and running, which I'm expecting to be a couple days after, a couple days from now. So I'll have to finish it. But then we should be up to whatever version the mods are currently updated to as well, which will be nice. Get some of the new stuff. But yeah. One of the problems is that definitely how far these are. I already know what I'm doing for my terrain up here. I'm gonna hate myself. It's gonna be miserable to gas proof and mob proof, but beauty is always something I aim for. I try and go overboard all the time. Okay. We are not flying around this entire thing. That would waste all my rockets and some. We will go to the corner that we have built up so far. I think I'm heading in the right direction. Yeah, I am. Come on. It's this island, I think. This is the one that has the most work to be done, but it will be worth it when it comes to the end. So currently, all you see is a black line like that. Let's go down and we can saw off some of the other stuff that's here. This is always terrifying. So yeah, right now this is a giant tunnel that's about, I think it's 101 blocks that way, I think. Go up now. We can look at this closer. We're almost at the top. There you go. So this is one of the biggest projects I have planned, and it will be killer by the end of it. So if we actually... Ooh, I don't know how easy this is to see on your guys' screens. I need to zoom it. I need to wait for it to catch up on my end. Okay, you can barely see it. I zoom in. This is over 2,000 blocks by 2,000 blocks. I am still nowhere near the bottom. There it is. But yeah, this is going to be all dug out to bedrock. Have a giant set of buildings inside of it. And be a massive centerpiece of a city that will then still be built around it. This city is going to be massive. And there we are. We're back to where we are. So yeah, this is by far one of the largest projects to date that I have planned. And we've, like I said, barely put a dent into it. We are so far away from being able to dig this out because I have a build set up to help with it. I don't use TNT dupers in this world. I don't duplicate anything, which means I can't use... Oh, my screen just went black. Rot my HDMI cable. Which means I need to mine all these out by hand or use one-time TNT. I want to keep everything. I want to see how much blocks I can collect. So one of the ways we're doing this is a flying machine that can transport a minecart chest full of circle boxes filled to the brim with whatever resource it has to that storage unit that we have beneath our... that I shut off when we drop down to world limit, bottom of the world. And that is basically the plan to make it work. So yeah, that is by far one of the biggest projects to date. And we have yet to put a dent in it. Even once I have a little bit of it dug out, it is still nowhere near where it will be. Okay. The last thing we have to look at is the stuff in the end. Which isn't much, but they are still two farms that actually work to high degrees, and you are actually a very big threat. If you place that block, you can start spawning stuff up here that I don't need. Come on. Okay, I need to get more fireworks because the end's gonna eat them up. Okay, this one I should be able to get to with my open a map. Should be this direction. But yeah, the inn right now only has two things. I do have future plans built in mind for it, so at some point we'll get building over there. But our first goal is to get the guild hall up and running, start digging out the massive chunk, and see what other farms we can build, and see how far we get in both those goals, in all those goals, within the next 1,000 days. Every 1,000 days we will do one of these videos, well, one of these streams where I go through and fly around. And each time it will get probably longer, since there will be more and more to sew off, since it will keep going from back to when we first start to our decides to flow. I'm also lost. No, I'm not. It's right here. I was close, but got distracted. That's all that happened. Is it not here? Hold up. Might be lost. No, it's around here. There it is. Yeah, I need to make... This is something I need to decorate at some point, because, as is evident, I just got lost like a very lost puppy. That was super embarrassing. I was so close, but I was so far. What do I even have here? Like, I haven't checked... Okay, the chest is empty. Good. Okay, the first thing we have solo. I'm hoping my electric's still doing fine. Is our Ender farm. This... Yeah, this has this problem that we gotta take care of at some point. But it works! Let's see if I can get it 130. Almost there, come on. There you go. I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know how they do that, but they do that from time to time. So, always a little scary. Yeah, I'm gonna swap to this and get out of there. And then this is something new that has yet to be sewn off on camera. It's the last thing I have to sew off. That's the one that we used to use. There's no city near it. This was probably the luckiest pool I've ever had. We go through here. This thing is still a nightmare. Am I still being targeted by these things? I am definitely getting targeted by these things still. But yeah, we have a working sulker farm. So, near it, this is nightmare to be in. But it is what it is. It works, it gets us a whole lot. Still is nowhere near completely filled. These layers still can hold sulkers. They hardly go in here anymore. But, yeah. I need to be careful. The spot I got these were from that one over there. Where's that direction? This way. I left the rail line in place just in case I ever do need to get them another one back here. Or if I ever need to get them, say, to the overworld for a challenge. How did we get here? I hate this portal. This portal is like positioned in the worst spot. And mix it in with the fact that it spawns me where it spawns me. Even worse. I think I made an ad. Did not. Cool. I slept here. Oops. We need more rockets. Yeah. The plans are quite simple. And then, of course, there's things that we've located that we're going to use for other things at some point. But no progress has been made there in the slightest, so we have decided not to sew that off. I am heading the right direction, right? Yes. Like, I don't know if I should do the castle build first, or if I should work on the world connection build plan thing I have planned. I think I might do that one first, because it's kind of important, since it's going to be a very good way of keeping track of what I still need to do in this world, and have all planned out. Come on. Pull up, and we should be good. Cool. We are back at base. So yeah, next time we'll do this. Probably won't put the beehives in since we need to collect all of the iron for it. But we should also be sewing off the schematic for the guild hall in that stream. So that should be a fun little thing. Let's breed these bees up and see how we do. I need to go gather some bone meal real quick. But yeah, that was the world tour. This world is still growing to this day. We have a lot more planned, a lot more to do. It's going to be a real fun, real long project. I need to make this a farm at some point. This is easy to automate. So let's... Oh, there's also moss farm. I don't even have that on my list of things. I don't know where to stick that one, actually. Actually, I know where I'm sticking it. Never mind. Let's get these bees bred up real quick. Is that all of them? Try these guys out here. Oh, I accidentally placed some. Okay, I think that's it. So hopefully we have that done and can start working on the honey portion of it, because we also have that we need to get done. Now we can also do the giant digging out portion. How many days did that take us to do? The other world tour done in 3 days. Pretty good. That was going to take 5, so we'll see how the next one goes. I'll see you all in the next stream or video, whichever comes out first. I'm hoping that's a video first, but we will see. The universe works in the mysterious ways. I'll see you all in the next one. And have a wonderful